Have you ever sat across from a patient who perfectly articulates why they need to stop drinking, yet they keep missing appointments because they are hungover? That frustrating gap between what a patient knows and what they actually do is not just non-compliance, it is cognitive dissonance, and mastering how to navigate it is one of the most powerful tools you can develop during your psychiatry residency. Proposed by Leon Festinger, cognitive dissonance is the mental discomfort a person experiences when holding two conflicting beliefs, attitudes, or behaviors. In simple terms, it is the internal friction of knowing something is wrong but doing it anyway. You see this constantly in clinical practice and probably in your own life. Think of the classic examples. There is the smoker who knows tobacco causes cancer but lights up daily. There is a patient who genuinely wants to lose weight but habitually eats junk food. Or, perhaps more relatable right now, the medical student or resident who knows they should be reading the literature but procrastinates by binge watching television. This internal conflict creates a psychological distress that the human brain desperately wants to resolve. People typically try to reduce this discomfort in three main ways. The first is to change the behavior entirely, like finally quitting smoking. This is the most rational approach but undeniably the hardest for our patients to execute. The second way is to change the underlying belief, where the patient convinces themselves that smoking is not actually that harmful to begin with. The third way is to add a justification or rationalization, such as claiming their grandfather smoked a pack a day and lived to be 90. As a mental health professional, you do not just observe cognitive dissonance, you actually use it therapeutically. This is the core engine of motivational interviewing. Instead of arguing with a patient, you strategically highlight the mismatch between their stated life goals and their current behaviors to intentionally amplify their cognitive dissonance. By saying something like, you mentioned that your family is the most important thing to you, but you also shared that your drinking is deeply affecting those relationships, you hold up a psychological mirror. This pushes the patient into a state of discomfort where the easiest path to relief is actually moving toward positive clinical change. If you found this breakdown helpful for your clinical training, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more high yield psychiatry and psychotherapy concepts. Drop a comment below with the most common rationalization you hear from your patients on the ward, and I will see you in the next video.